Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In my previous lecture, I have discussed about the importance of the financial ratios as well as the liquidity ratios and activity ratios, and also discussed the numerical expression of these ratios and why these ratios are used. Why are these ratios are important. Today we will discuss the various debt ratios, that is also considered as the coverage ratios. Here the important debt ratios are the debt ratio or debt to equity ratio, time interest earned ratio, and the fixed payment coverage ratio. The first one is the debt to equity ratio. This debt to equity ratio indicates how much part of the assets are financed by the debts and how much part of the assets are financed by the equity. It means how much part of investment is made by the creditors and how much part of investment is made by the owners. So the formula is very simple, that is the total debts in short-term and long-term liabilities divided by the total owner equity section. This data will be taken from the balance sheet of an organization. Here we are taking the imaginary data, that is the total debts equal to 9 lakhs, total equity is equal to 3 lakhs. When we want to calculate the debt ratio, 9 lakhs divided by 3 lakhs and result is the 3 or 3 times. It means if the owner invests rupee 1, take the loan of rupees 3. It means $1 is invested by the owner and the $3 is invested by the creditors. The next important is ratio is the time interest earned ratio, that measures the firm ability to make the contractual payment or the financial expenses. And when this ratio is higher, it means the firm is financially sound and able to make the payment of its interest expense. The formula is here the earnings before interest and taxes divided by interest expense. Here we are taking the imaginary data. The earnings before interest and taxes is 30 lakhs and interest expense is the 10 lakhs, so 3 times is the result. It means if we have the interest expense of rupee 1, we have the amount rupee 3. It means we are financially sound. And the fixed payment coverage ratio also make all of the fixed payment obligations. Here you can see the formula, the earnings before interest and interest and taxes plus lease payments divided by interest expense plus lease payments plus principal payment plus preferred stock, because payment on preferred stock is the fixed and this is not in the variation. That's why we are including it in the formula. Multiply 1 divided by 1 minus tax, and when we put the value in the formula and get the result, if this ratio is higher, this is always desirable. When we talk about the time interest earned ratio and the fixed payment coverage ratio, both these ratios should be higher. Then they indicate the financial strength of the organization and lower the chances of bankruptcy. So this was about the debt ratios. Hopefully you will like it. Please share it and subscribe it. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.